So we have here tonight Francine Prose and Kamy Wicoff. I'll start by introducing Kamy here. She's an author and, well, this is actually my first time saying it. It's a pleasure to say a literary salonier, which is an amazing word. She's written a book, I Do But I Don't, Why the Way We Marry Matters. And most recently, she's the founder of SheWrites.com. And then, of course, she'll be speaking to Francine Prose. Her latest is Anne Frank. But she's also the author of, what is it now, more than 20 books?
More than 20 books.
The reason I was really interested in doing this and talking with Francine in particular about this book is partly because I just started this site called She Writes, and it's really a community of women writers. And Francine is one of our most important women writers in the country. You know, her body of work is incredibly rich and varied, but there are some themes that I felt like were really encapsulated in this book, looking at reading like a writer and talking about close reading, and then also the work and thinking that you've done about women writers. I was thinking about Anne Frank and about this book and your attention to her and seriousness with which you take her as a writer. Mm-hmm. How do you think that this book is affected by the fact that she was a girl? What if it had been Andy Frank's diary?
If you were going to sort of make a hierarchy of the groups of people for whom people have the most contempt, I mean, that is, if we're going to say adults. Young people in general are way down there, but young girls are even below young people. I was saying, you know, if this were Huckleberry Finn, I mean, you know, not that I'm comparing my novel to Huckleberry Finn, but Huckleberry Finn or you know, Catcher in the Rye. I mean, that is, except I think with the possible exception of maybe of Jane Eyre, most of the great classics of adolescence are classics of male adolescence, and there are very few books that are actually about female adolescents that are considered classics. So it's been much harder for books to be taken seriously about girls by girls. It's very hard to think of one minute.
Do you think Anne would have become a great writer eventually, or in the way of many geniuses, would she have sort of peaked quite early and sort of died out? It's impossible to say.
It's impossible. I mean, I think the important thing was she was a great writer. You know, she did something extraordinary, but she certainly did succeed at what she did. So, and that's all we have.
Francine Prose and Kamy Wicoff, everybody.